Shushannah Walshe, ABC News, you are the...
Deputy Political Director.
What's going to happen this afternoon about 5 o'clock here?
So it's going to be something that we didn't see 8 years ago. We're going to go through every single state and territory, and each delegation is going to vote. It's similar to what we saw last week at the Republican convention, how they went through every state, but it didn't happen 8 years ago.
Why did it not happen 8 years ago, and why is it happening now?
So it didn't happen 8 years ago because Hillary Clinton, who obviously lost to Barack Obama, she moved to nominate him by acclamation.
Okay.
So this time it's happening as somewhat of a concession to Bernie Sanders. So we're going to actually go through all the states, and Bernie delegates will be able to vote for Bernie Sanders, and of course Hillary Clinton delegates will vote for Hillary Clinton.
So what is happening is two names are being put in nomination today and voted upon.
Exactly. So that's also very different than 8 years ago. And of course, we didn't see that last week either. So Bernie Sanders' name will also be put into nomination alongside Hillary Clinton's. But of course, that's just a technicality. We don't expect there to be any difference at the end. Hillary Clinton will be the nominee.
Well, you say it's a technicality, and nobody seriously thinks there will be anything other than what we expect at the end. But could there be?
No, but could there be rowdiness? Sure. I mean, see the rowdiness that we saw on the floor just yesterday. Those Bernie delegates love Bernie Sanders. They were booing Hillary Clinton yesterday. And I think, yeah, we could see that on the floor today.
So this is happening at the insistence of Bernie Sanders and his camp. What do they get out of it?
I think that, truthfully, it's part of the catharsis. Now, the word catharsis is not something you usually talk about when you're a political reporter, but I think that Bernie supporters are still very much in mourning. And in order to move past that, unify the party, the Clinton campaign has given them this the concession in the hopes of unity. We do know that it's possible at the end of the roll call that it is Bernie Sanders himself. Bernie Sanders sources are the ones that are telling us that it's possible that he's the one that finishes this all off, and then of course there'll be a celebration afterwards.
If it were normal, if this were a normal campaign season, which by every objective measure, it's not. But if it were, and you had a roll call vote and the votes are tallied up, you say, well, that candidate won fair and square. But there are a lot of people that don't feel that way about this race.
You're right. And you heard that on the floor yesterday. They feel that the system is rigged. They feel that the election was stolen from them. That's not true. Hillary Clinton won by millions more votes and many more delegates. Those are pledged delegates, not just the super delegates. But yes, over this process, they do feel like this election was stolen from them. They made that very known on the floor yesterday when at the beginning, every mention of the name Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine got boos. It seems like it waned, and that's possibly due to a whip operation. But the Bernie Sanders supporters love him. I mean, really one of the most amazing moments that I thought yesterday was on the floor during the convention when Sarah Silverman, the comedian, had to stop and say, "You Bernie or bus supporters, you're ridiculous."
Go ahead.
And of course, she was one of his most well-known surrogates.
So last week on what had been Tuesday night, when Ted Cruz pointedly and conspicuously refused to stand behind Donald Trump, the Democrats were kind of rubbing their hands together and saying, look at those guys in disarray. They didn't expect this week.
Right, absolutely. I mean, of course, there's going to be some people that still love Bernie, but I think everyone was stunned by the amount of booing. It did make last week look much more unified because, of course, when Ted Cruz wouldn't endorse Donald Trump, the crowd started booing him, a sign of unity for the nominee, for Donald Trump. That didn't happen here yesterday.
So the Democrats kind of, so far 2 days in, aren't getting out of this convention the theater that they really wanted and the optics that they really wanted when they got here Sunday night. The script is not being followed.
Well, I think that what they're hoping for is after Bernie's big speech last night and then this roll call today, that the supporters will get the mourning period that they want. But I think that really does remain to be seen.
Very well. Thank you. Very interesting.
Anytime.